Hello. Freddie, are you sure you don't want to finish the food on your plate? Buddy, there's so much. Freddie? Come here. There's food. Can you finish? Thank you. Welcome to the weekend. The habit of watching every day has brought up codependency issues. Very interesting indeed. This has been a very interesting adventure so far, hasn't it, y'all? I feel like those who wish to have learned things about ourselves. Hi, Lebanon. How is it? How are things, Keith? Is it still terrible? Or has it gotten better? I don't know, Keith, if you've tuned in before, but Aaron and I were due to visit Lebanon in April of 2020. Obviously, that got canceled, and then we wanted to schedule our trip this autumn to Lebanon, but Lebanon just fell into chaos, and that's why we decided to go to Cairo instead, and now we're here. I went to visit Grandma. I took my therapy call in her room and stayed another hour with her, peeled a pomelo for her. We sat in silence for the most part.
The toothpaste. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did he finish?
Who? Yes.
Good.
Yeah, Lebanon seems like it's going through the ringer. I don't know. I keep wanting to say that 2021 isn't a bad year, but there's just so much shit, man. Lebanon is one instance. Hong Kong is another. They're starting to arrest people who are printing children's books that depict a wolf and sheep. They are turning Hong Kong into China, basically, and exercising the exact same set of censorship laws that prohibit freedom of speech, thought, belief, mind, as everyone experiences in mainland China. Do you mean when someone in the government said something negative about Israel, so he was dismissed, and then people rioted in the streets to protest? Is that why you canceled? No, we didn't. I didn't even know about that. We canceled our trip to Lebanon because it just seemed like there were a
Both
lot.
unsafe, and
There's
we
just
mainly travel for food. And there's like people getting food poisoning all over the country because there's no refrigeration. And there's
it
food
just
poisoning.
seemed like there were so many things that were falling into chaos, and also, like you said, the depreciation of the economy there, the currency. We watched a video about how you could exchange currency at 3 different places, and you could get wildly different exchange rates depending on where you go, and it just seemed like it was not the best situation for us as foreigners and complete idiots abroad, basically, to step into.
Great show.
Idiot abroad.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't feel knowledgeable, we didn't feel safe, we didn't feel like it would be a good visit, and it just felt like the country probably didn't need tourists.
Well, they need tourists, but nobody's gonna go.
I mean, Aaron and I went to Hong Kong while they were deep in their protests in October of 2019. The visit was pleasant, but there was definitely a whole filter over the entire country where you could tell that it's just stiff. There was just such stiffness. But I don't know. Is there anything the world can do for any of these countries? I feel helpless. I feel useless. I feel hopeless. But the focus of today's live, if there is one, Aaron's dad, Jeff, got me these Quince from upstate where he lives, and unfortunately, even though I kept them refrigerated, they have started to turn bad and moldy. So we're gonna cook these before they go bad even more. It's been a while since I've cooked quince, but we'll probably just cook them in a little bit of sugar. This quince is very small and very green, which is why I was not expecting them to be rotten already, but unfortunately they are. So, I don't know anymore how to be a citizen of the world. I'm very lost, as I'm sure we all are feeling. Very lost. Hi, Kathy. Did you like your first persimmon? Rudy, I don't know how often you use yeast, but a lot of the times they're not that bubbly. And I think our descriptions about how bubbly yeast should be is misleading sometimes. golden berries. I don't know if I've ever had golden berries.
Sorry, I need to confirm the weight of this.
Okay.
I'll drop it off today. Also gonna go get a haircut unless you feel like doing me.
Do you want me to do your haircut?
Sure. If you don't mind. 0. Unless
No, you need to not be on that. You need to be on a level surface. You need to 0, yeah.
As expected.
Soft spots like this, you really gotta throw out. $4 each for a persimmon? Where do you live?
Are bananas expensive in like Alaska?
I don't know. Probably everything's expensive in Alaska. Oh wow. These aren't even soft spots, but they're definitely bad spots. Fuyu is less likely to taste astringent when compared with Hachia. I think these are Hachia ones. I'm letting these sit until they're really soft. These I think might be ready to eat. But if you remember me tasting my first ones, they were not ready to eat. I don't know what kind of quince it is. I didn't know there were many different types of quinces. Quinces really freak me out. They have very strange alien looking seeds. This is not a very good one because obviously it's not at its optimal stage. It's a little bit like a pear and a Granny Smith with a little bit of flowery essence. This is a knife that we sharpened at Mom's. This is one of Mom's knives. However, you should know, quince is very rarely eaten on its own. It is usually cooked down with sugar. And it gets a very similar treatment as rhubarb. You know how rhubarb is like too tart to eat on its own? It's kind of the case with quince. I never really ate quince straight until I picked it off of that Astoria tree. For the most part, it's used in desserts and it's usually a little bit candied. We sharpened the knife together at Mom's. Look at how weird the seeds are in a quince. It triggers something deep inside me. It's very unsettling. This one doesn't have much of a brown spot, so we're gonna Oh yeah, much more stringent. Something smells garlicky. Aaron, did you use garlic on this board today? Okay, well, too late. Yeah, they are very trypophobia-y. I agree. Did you guys like the break from the lives? Were you forced to face your own demons without projecting onto me? I love marzipan. Aaron and I both love marzipan. Not like the marzipan that they make into into fruits and stuff that look like magnets. But I love just almond paste with sugar. There's nothing better than marzipan. You know, I don't know. I feel like I was probably ashamed of the lives, to be honest with you. Don't quite know yet. But you don't ever need to feel bad for me. I am an adult. I make my own decisions. I don't always understand those decisions, but I make them. I think the hardest thing to do, Rudy, is to appreciate yourself for who you are. That's something that I talked about in therapy today. New therapist, yet another intake session. I liked her. I brought up something and she recommended Radical Acceptance, which is a book, although I'm sure you've heard of the term. She said that something I said reminded her of the book. So she recommended the book to me. I'm 99% sure I will not read the book because I don't read books, period. Not because I don't want to, but because sometimes I just don't have the attention span anymore. But I think it was a good session. Good first session, at least. audiobooks make it even worse for me. I can't keep track of audiobooks at all. Here's our Quince. I'm gonna get rid of this mint simple syrup. I'm gonna pour it in here. We're just gonna cook this quince down until it's a little bit softer, a little more tender. I got a DM about whether or not these lives enable my depression. And I asked for a clarifying follow-up question. I don't really recall much of the conversation that flowed from that question, but got me thinking. 2 questions. Do these lives enable my depression? Second question, if they do, is that a bad thing? Third question, I guess, that follows from that second question is, are we putting a value judgment on whether or not it is good to have depression, instead of just letting it be? So I think in the back of my mind, I've been processing some of that. Quince turns red when it gets cooked, and I believe there are also different varieties of quince that would give them different colors. To give you a little bit of context, the question I think came out of a well-meaning place. I don't think they meant to place judgment on me. I don't think they meant to make me feel worse. I think they were trying to look out for me. So I don't want anyone to misinterpret. the intentions behind the question to be ill, but it did get me thinking, which, I choose to believe I appreciate questions that provoke and make me think. I choose to believe that is the case for me. Oftentimes, some people question whether or not I am actually open to change and being critiqued. And I don't know. Probably most of the time I hate hearing critiques because they hurt me, because critiques make me feel incomplete and less than optimal, and they make me feel angry because they make me feel small and shattered. But hashtag fake it till you make it. Don't we all use mental band-aids though? I feel like we all use mental band-aids. I am trying to be more open to perspectives of me that isn't my perspective of me, because it takes the pressure off of making choices in everyday life. This is something that came up in my session today. It's about how lately I've been finding myself making more choices with mom in mind, because I think most of us can agree that mom died too soon. She wasn't 62 yet. And I've been thinking about, if mom were still here, what choice would she like to make? What choice would she like me to make? And kind of in the process of making decisions for both of us, to the best of my understanding, it zones me out a little bit of my perspective, and it zooms me out of my egocentrism just a little bit. Obviously, I'm still guessing for mom. I don't know what mom really wanted. But still trying to have another person's perspective in mind when making choices. Strangely enough, opposite to what I might guess, seems to take a little bit of the load off. I don't know why yet. write them in check too. Hello, Seal Pal. I think I need a little more sugar in here. I think when I get critiques, it makes me feel attacked because it inherently involves some sort of suggestion, recommendation, command to change aspects of myself. The first reaction wave is, you're telling me I'm not good enough. The second reaction wave is, if I change, I'm admitting I'm not good enough. The third reaction wave is, if I change, am I still myself? Or, parentheses, am I letting you dictate who I am? The fourth wave is, will the new me be better? Or will it just come with more weaknesses that I have to fix? Parentheses, better not to fix anything then, because once you start, you just can't stop. Slow motion avalanche of rolling into self-doubt is what it feels like to me. But maybe it is not so important to stay me, as much as that may hurt to think. I usually tend to react to critique as negative criticism, and in dissecting why I might be so reactive against that, I'm assuming it's because I see it as an attack. I'm still guessing for myself too. I'm not completely self-aware. I'm not completely knowledgeable about my motivations. Just trying to fill in the blank for myself as I do for other people, which also lead to misunderstandings, not only between me and other people, but also between me and myself. I don't know if critique is the same as advice or observation. For sure, there is a difference in how we say things and what we say. It is hard to navigate all the different aspects of communication. It is hard to navigate how to understand ourselves sometimes. We don't understand our own motivations sometimes. I think the unsettling thing that I've run into this year is no matter how hard I try to smush myself into a hole, there will always be different selves within me, constantly in conversation, sometimes fighting. I'm not particularly worried about critics. They will always exist. I live with one. It lives in my brain. There might be multiple critics, actually. There might be the critic who is criticizing property A about me, and then there will be a critic who's criticizing the critic who's criticizing property A of me. Never-ending funhouse of mirrors inside this noggin.
Are there fancy like health grocery stores in Astoria?
Yes.
'Cause
Green Bay.
I gotta use more of those.
Green Bay. Go to
big
Green Bay.
coupons. Green Bay.
Yeah. There's 2 of them.
Okay.
There's 2 locations.
Let's see which one's closer to Steinway.
There's just go into all the stores. There's really fancy ones. But along Steinway, there's not really that many fancy ones. You have to go towards more Broadway.
Okay, I see it. Green
But
Bay Marketplace.
those
And,
eggs, you might want to check out
Broadway.
if you pass by Food Bazaar on Northern, you can redeem some of those coupons.
They have that brand.
Yeah, but don't worry about using all of them because I can always give them away.
Well, I like eggs, so.
Okay. What I mean is I can buy you eggs for my recipe development. Just, if you have leftover coupons.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
They probably have the butter and the other products too. It's a big
Excellent.
place.
I love products.
I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Have fun.
Second day in a row I hit my lip while chewing gum. The exact same spot.
My mom says that happens when you're trying to talk and eat at the same time.
Tore open the hole in my lip again. Good stuff.
Damn. Rabina, a colleague smells badly. How do you deal with that? I would say don't go to HR yet. If it really, really bothers you and you can't gain distance away from them, It's a really tough situation, but I think the most respectful thing to do is to speak to them privately, one on one. And don't do anything that's like, hey, I know this great deodorant that can help you, because that might seem condescending. That might seem condescending. I would just say, hey, I don't know how to say this because this is really awkward, but you smell. And I was wondering if it's possible for you to wear more deodorant. I don't know how to bring it up. I feel like it's just gonna be awkward and you're just gonna have to embrace the awkwardness. Because if you have to work in close proximity with this person in the long term, you gotta bring it up or you will just bottle it and explode of BO anger sooner or later. These are quince, neither apple nor potato. I'm gonna eat this hummus because I have it, but again, we talked about it on the last live. I do not recommend that you buy Sabra. There are better hummus companies to support. I think different people would want to address this issue differently regarding the BO issue. Both as the person who's suffering from the actual condition itself and as the person who is smelling it from someone else. I think I personally would probably want to be told I smell because I don't want to affect other people like that. But I'm sure it's going to hurt. But that's life. Life hurts. But again, I have very unpopular opinions. So you do you. I'm curious, did they always smell, or is this more of a recent development? Congratulations, Nohan. Aaron brought this broccoli. I'm trimming off the stems and eating them, and I'm processing the florets for him. He likes them steamed. Consider it payment for eating his stems, I guess. That's the thing, though. I don't always realize when I have smells because I don't smell myself. So this is a tricky thing. I don't always realize when I smell. Can you hear my pot singing? The syrup is turning caramelly. I think we're good. I think we're done. Mushy. Cucumber salad is a great thing to smell like. You are blessed. We're gonna go see Fred. You look silly, Freddie. You wanna come here? You wanna come closer? Do you want to come smell my hummus? You want some? Hi, Freddie. Thank you for being here. Tell us about life, Fred. What do you think? What a face. I find the holidays stressful when I have to work through it. When I was in restaurants, the holidays were always stressful. Service jobs, terrible during the holidays. You know what? I honestly think Sabra used to taste better, and now it doesn't even taste that good. So it's gotten more acidic somehow. So besides the geopolitics, it also doesn't taste great. Find yourself a new hummus company. Cooked chickpeas, tahini, water, soybean oil, green and red bell peppers, spinach, garlic, salt, citric acid, artichoke, onion, cucumber, natural flavors, potassium sorbate to maintain freshness, parsley, sugar, spices, lemon juice concentrate. No. Doesn't even taste like chickpeas, honestly. It tastes more sugar than tahini. It is. No. Makes me sad to see brands get big and horrible. But they do. So, maybe the best thing to do in life is to just stay small. No olive oil, correct. Maybe it's because they keep burning olive groves. Sorry, got too political. Yes, I just wanted to turn you around. You turned around. You turned around. Hummus with tortilla chips is amazing, yes. You like being scratched on this one place? You just want one place scratch, huh? Only this place. Yes. Yes. You trying to eat me? Who's gonna feed you if you eat me? Who? No eat. Wow. Wow. Aggressive. Very aggressive. Your nail is digging into my hand very uncomfortably, sir. Look at this rump that I've been feeding. Oh, okay. All right. Tail protest. Got it. I smite you. I smite. Okay, I give you space, Fred. You like space? 216 watching. Please hit the dislike button. I'm so done with numbers. I hate these things. Fred does not open the cupboards, no. Thank God. Can you imagine how many glass would be breaking? He is definitely not a destructive cat, no. That's true. He did try to kill us all, himself included. The noise in the background is the background noise that I have to live with. It's street noise in New York. So I guess we'll go try the Quince and we'll say goodbye. I definitely don't go to sleep when I should. I will stay awake past my most exhausted moments when I'm literally falling asleep while staring at my computer. I'm not sure why I do that to myself. Every day is Fred's birthday. Every day is his birthday. Freddie, what do you want for your birthday today? You thinking about it? got some treats, Fred. Want some treats? You want to come have some treats? No? Treats, Fred. We're working on his English. It's not going so well. Vicious. I guess you could make a quince pie, huh? That would probably be really delicious. Gentle, gentle, gentle. We gotta trim the nails. Those are starting to hurt. I don't have any. Nothing in my hands, Fred. Oh my God, Rudy. That's an inside joke. I don't know what's going on here, but this lid also doesn't fit great over the container sometimes either. Oh, maybe that was just me. Never mind. That's fine. I'll take back that negative one. Quince time. Yes, quince is very, very expensive, for sure. And yes, they do kind of taste astringent when they're uncooked. Yeah, it tastes like pear and apple with a little bit of flour. It's more palatable when you cook it down with sugar. It turns soft and tender. A little bit gummier, almost like caramelized apple. But I would say this batch is not the best batch I've ever had, for sure.
reminds me of like hawthorn from Chinese snacks. And there's also this Mexican fruit called that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it tejocote? I have no idea. Yes, they are very high in pectin for sure. Really good when you want your throat soothed. Bye, Fred. Definitely not as tart as hawthorn. Definitely leans more on the sweet, fruity, floral spectrum. Rudy, I would say the description you pasted is pretty accurate. I don't have an opinion on Vegemite or Marmite because I don't think I've tasted both. I think I've only had Marmite. I don't have a taste for it. It is just way too intense of a condiment for me. Bye, Rubina. I have done what I wanted to do. And therefore I shall end this live. I hope you have a pleasant weekend. That's it. Bye, Fred.